Welcome to my studio. My name is Joanna Couch. I am the soap gal. I know it's been like forever since I've done a video. I've been a really bad girl. No, I've been a very busy girl. So I'm gonna give you a quick cap of what has been going on. First of all, I'm privileged to be able to work with 15 new team members. Here they are. This is the new 15 team members, and Darren and I are so grateful and have so much gratitude to each and every member. And also we went to the White Label show, and amazingly I got the award as the most innovative product of the year. That was huge. That, like, woo, more business, yippee, I get to make more soap. What else has happened? My mom, yes, my mom has pulmonary fibrosis and she needs a lung transplant, and because of everything that's going on right now with coronavirus, guess what? They have been canceled until further notice. So that's the reason why I'm doing this video, because I want all of us soap makers to know what an honor and what a mission it is right now to make soap and the power behind soap. Every single day I get to wake up and know that we're making a product that we're passionate about and it's our purpose, but we're also making a product right now that is saving people's lives. And I'm going to tell you how and what soap is today. And we're gonna make a very special soap with tea tree and bergamot, and we're gonna talk about how to wash your hands properly. So Joanna, the soap maker, is gonna talk about soap. So we have to start with our whiteboard, and we're going to go with the what. So what is soap? Soap is base plus acid equals salt. So the base would be your sodium hydroxide or your potassium hydroxide, and then the acid is your fat. So that would be an animal fat or a vegetable fat or a combination of both. And you know we all loved his super fat, but that is part of the acid. And then that equals the salt. So soap is salt. So what happens is when you rub the soap onto the surface, it well, let's actually explain this a little bit more. So then how does it work? So soap has, you know, you have your polar and you have your non-polar solvents, and soap is both. So I have dyslexia. I know I'm going to be saying this bad, so I'm going to have Darren help me with this part. You have your amphiphyll, and you have your hydrophilic and your hydrophobic. So basically what that means, thank you for your understanding, is that you have your water loving head of the part of the soap molecule, and then you have your non-polar, your fat-loving soap molecule. And that is what's so amazing about soap, because you have the emulsification of water and oil mixing together to create soap. So how does that work, and how does that get rid of viruses? Well, very easily. Viruses are made up of proteins and fats, and so what soap does, because soap is fats, it takes that fat and it removes it from the dirt. So you have your non-polar tails bind to the oil, which is the dirt, and you have your polar groups of our solubles that are in water, and so they lift the oil, so the fats and the oils work together, which actually ends up having you lather really well, and then it takes that dirt and it just down the drain. And so that's how you're able, that's why soap is so important. So let's make some soap and see it all come together. Now that you know what soap is and how to use soap, let's put that in practice and let's make some soap. And I am a white labeler, large production soap maker. So when I thought about this, I talked to someone I make soap for, and she was interested in it. So this soap is tea tree and bergamot and turmeric and kaolin clay and all kinds of good stuff. So it's a really good antibacterial good quality handcrafted soap. You know, handcrafted soap has super fat properties. That means that we don't use all the lye necessary to saponify all the oils in the soap, so it's moisturizing like lotion and soap all in one. And also another part of soap is it has the byproduct of glycerin, and glycerin is very moisturizing as well. So all of us soap makers, we are here for a purpose and a mission right now, and that is to help keep people healthy. And I know I keep saying that over and over and over again because I'm just so passionate about it. So let's get right into making soap. So in here, in this kennel, I have already have put in 2 of the buckets out of the 3 buckets. So this right here is our master batch tank for our oils. We got it from Wax Melters and it works amazing. And so let's turn on the scale. And we got this little scale here from Soap Equipment. And so we're gonna weigh this out. I think I need 18 more pounds to have my 60 pounds of base. So we're almost there. I gotta pay attention. Don't want to overdo the oils. 7. A little over, it's okay. So base oils. So these base oils are coconut, olive, and palm. And now we're gonna add our additives, because I use this recipe for a few different soap makers, and then how I change our soap products that we make, and then how I change it is through the additives. So for this bar, we are going to add in shea butter, which is very moisturizing, and it's also antibacterial and antifungal. So after the shea butter, we're gonna add in our castor. So castor oil, if you want bubbles and you want your soap to lather, you're going to add some castor. So here's the castor oil. So we have 3 pounds of each. And then our sodium lactate, which what this does is helps make the bar nice and hard. It is salt. And then for our color, we're adding turmeric. And then from that, to bind our essential oils, we're having our kaolin clay. And then comes the bergamot essential oil, which I get from Sid. You know, he is my essential oil guru. So eoils.com if you are interested in. And then that is the tea tree. So now that we have all of our additives in, we are going to mix this all up. So we're going to take our emulsion blender. Another trick, I use a bucket of water to hold it in place. And we're going to stir. So now that we have all our additives and oils all combined, now we're going to add in our safety goggles. Aren't I pretty? Because I'm safe. So we got our safety goggles, and we're gonna come over to our lye tank. So this is our lye tank, and we have a 50-50 solution of lye, and I already have it measured. So we're gonna take our bucket of lye, and we're gonna add it to our acid. So we got our oils and our base. Now this is our sodium hydroxide, and I do 50-50. I need to add more water. I actually made a mistake. You would have really seen a brick doing 50-50 solution. So, but I haven't saponified the oils yet. So I'm going to add the extra liquid in right now. Let me look at my recipe. All right, so I need to add 11.5 pounds of water. So let's weigh out 11.5 pounds of water. Okay, I'm gonna cut here and I'm gonna find more water. Okay, so I caught it. So here's an extra 11.5 pounds of water or goat's milk or aloe vera juice, whatever you want to use. That's why I love using a 50-50 solution. So now we're gonna add the extra water into the mix. And now we're gonna stir it all about and mix them together. Now that we have saponification, and how you can tell is that you got trace is when you touch, it's a very light, see how you see the trace? So now that we have trace, we are going to pour the soap. So put that in the water. I'm going, Darren, if you can come over here. Take our mold, put it in front of the thing, the pot, and we're gonna pour the soap. This is the most satisfaction part of being a soap maker, is to know right now I am pouring 300 5-ounce bars, or 380 4-ounce bars, or 1200 1-ounce bars. It depends on how we are selling it, how we're going to cut it. Isn't this so pretty? Wonderful, healing, beautiful soap. Okay, now we take our squeegee, and thank you, Katie, for always putting that in all of our heads. Scrapey, scrapey, my real big container. Oh, all right, here we go. Squeegee, squeegee. So, clean this out. Okay, that smells so good. It is refreshing, and it don't smell very like medicine, because you got that fresh citrus smell of the bergamot. And look how pretty this pour is. It's just so pretty, completely full up to the top. So the last thing that I need to do is to date it so I know when to cut it. So I'm going to do that later. If you can tell, this is some of the soap we made last night. See, we date it, we put the time on it, and then that way we know in 48 hours we get to cut this baby. So I'm gonna set it over here. But I want to talk about another little trick that Ray from Soaper's Warehouse told me about, and it has helped me so much, is you take your thermometer. Okay, and when you do blocks, you don't want the center to not be, you want the center to be completely, so you turn on the thermometer, all right, you put it right into the center of the block, and you see the thermometer. See, right now this soap is 127, 29, going up, 33, okay? So this soap is not ready to be cut yet. But this soap right here, this is rosemary, tea tree, eucalyptus, and we're gonna put it here. Look at that temperature. See, 99 degrees. So we know that that soap is under 110, and so it's able to be cut. Great little trick. Hope that helps somebody out. I would like to, so we're going to show you how we cut soap, and I'm going to do that with a lavender block, and then I'm going to show you how to wash hands. So see you in the cutting room. Now that we made the soap, now let us show you how we cut the soap. I know that this isn't the tea tree bergamot soap, but I wanted to show you the process, and we have mini logs to cut. So this bar right here is lavender, and we are using the air cutter. Okay, so you put it underneath and you line it up. So let's see. Okay, let's square this baby. Okay, you know what? You check twice and you cut once, right? That's what every daddy tells us. You know, I'm Joe in our family. So it looks good to me. Does it look good to you, Darren?
Yep.
Okay. So here it goes. Right there. Okay. So all of these get pushed to the side, and then we donate all of our scraps. I don't like to throw away any soap because it's all soap. It's all wonderful, all natural soap. So then we take them off of here and we stack them like you see this. So I'm gonna take another one out and we stack. After we stack, we come over here. So this is my new toy. No, it's not a toy, it's a tool. My dad made this for me. So if you follow me on Instagram at The Soap Gal, you will see how my dad made me this soap cutter. So what we do is we take these soaps and we line them up after we cut the bars. Let's just do. So we stack the soaps all up nice and high. It's a huge time-saving tool. Okay, now that's all stacked. Again, line everything up. Okay, that looks good to me. Voila! Now it's cut. Then we take it over here and we put it into our drying racks. So right there are bars of soap ready to cure. So now let's see how this natural soap works to get rid of all of the germs and nastiness that goes onto our skin. So now that you know what soap is, how to use soap, how to make soap, how to cut lots of soap, I'm going to show you how to use soap and why it is so important as soap makers. I know that we sell soap as it's all purpose. It washes our hair, it washes our face, it washes our whole body. But right now, we might want to focus on hand washing and how important it is to just use an American-made bar of soap that is supporting American makers. You know, there's love and passion in every one of our bars that each and every one of us makers make. And I want, if you make soap, if you could please put in the comments of where you make soap, what's your email, what's your website, where are you from, so that people in those states could find you and use your all-natural handcrafted soap. We are Sud sisters and brothers, and right now in this time of crises, world crises, we need to bond together like our Suds and sell soap and save the world, because soap is powerful. So let's start showing you the difference between a commercial bar and a bar made with passion. So let's wash our hands. So as soap makers, we know how to do this very well because we test a lot of bars of soap. But I'm going to show you how to test a bar or how to lather properly. So in order to kill those fat membranes around a virus, you know, to get between the proteins and the fats, you have to be able to lather. So you need to lather for at least 30 seconds. And so let's get the soap wet. So this is Lavender Lemongrass. You get the soap wet, get your hands wet, turn off the water, save the water. That's another thing that's absolutely amazing about bar soap, is that you don't have to worry about all that waste of plastic and all of that. Plus, because it's made with sodium hydroxide, it's strong, and so you have all the healing properties, everything that has to do with cleaning properties. So we're gonna create that nice big lather. So let's get going with this bar. Well, do you know what? We're gonna try this bar too. So that's one thing about soap makers too, is we have a lot of bars of soap around. So we're gonna get around. So that soap that I just tried didn't have no palm oil in it. This bar does have palm oil in it. So there's the lather. So now we're gonna see, look at that moisturizing creamy lather. So stir. Now we're gonna go on that back side of our hands, in between our fingers, in between our fingernails, create that nice creamy latherish, soft, moisturizing, cleansing lather in between your fingers. Okay, more soap. You can sing a song. There's many different ways, but you want to get nice, foaming, creamy. I think you could probably shave with this soap. It's so creamy. But so now, after you got a nice good lather and everything is clean, you're gonna turn on that water. And you're gonna rinse all the bad, dirty particles and skin away. So now that your hands are squeaky clean because you just used a bar of soap that's gonna keep you healthy, and you're also supporting a local business near you. We're gonna end up with some of my favorite soaps that I have supported and so it goes down to like some of my favorite soap makers. You know, you gotta have Katie's there, and you have to have Sarah at the end, and then over here it's like, this is my very first failure log of soap. It's hard as a rock. And then some pretty bars, and then that was my brand, Together Farms, and then some souvenir soaps. So so Katie and Ariana and Sarah, and remember, we're all here together. We're all wanting to stay healthy, so be smart. Wear a mask, wear gloves when you're out and about, and sell some soap, wash your hands, and thank you. I'm the Soap Gal, I'm Joanna Couch, and looking forward to seeing you really soon.